Agivert Jackson is a retired US Army veteran, somebody with her roots in Ghana.
In the heart of Kumasi, where tradition meets ambition, a young girl named Agivert Jackson began a journey that would one day cross oceans and transform lives.
So welcome to the Asasa Breakfast Show, Agivert.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Well, we're excited to meet you. I must say, my first impression on meeting you, one is how tall you are, how American sounding you are, and you have this unusual first name, Agivert. Can you tell us where the name Agivert comes from?
So, the name Agivert is a very unique name, like you said. My parents gave it to me, and it means blessings from God.
Ooh, wow. So a name redolent of belief and faith. And perhaps we'll talk a little bit about belief and faith and God and the difference that it makes in your life. But you are indeed, in fact, a Kumasi girl, yes. I believe. Tell us a little bit about it. Born in Kumasi?
Yes, so I was born in Kumasi, KNUST Hospital. I have my whole childhood life in Kumasi. I started school, basic school, elementary school, Ririso. I finished up to JHS. I went to Yasantua Senior High School. So my school life has been in Kumasi.
You couldn't be more Ghanaian than that. Ririso Primary School,
yes,
and Yasantua Girls Secondary School. So your formative life was in this country. And you then moved on back to Kumasi to higher education.
Yes.
At Ya Asantewaa Secondary School, she learned not just the value of education, but the power of discipline, leadership, and compassion. As one of Ghana's leading all-girls schools, Ya Asantewaa nurtured a generation of women ready to redefine the future. Agivert was among them, a young woman with a quiet determination and an unwavering belief that success is born from service. At KNUST, Agivert's intellectual curiosity found a new home. She immersed herself in the sciences, exploring how education could heal communities and open doors for women in leadership.
At KNUST, what did you study at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology?
I read communication design, and my major was packaging and advertisements.
Gosh, so somebody with a background in marketing and communications. And while you were here in Ghana, you gained some valuable work experience working with Glow. Was that your first job out of KNUST?
Yes, that was my first job after KNUST, after my national service. Then I started working in Glow. I worked from the customer center in Spintex, so I was in Accra for a little bit, and then I moved back to Kumasi.
So you can't keep the girl out of Kumasi.
No, never.
How did you find the Accra experience after spending most of your formative life in Kumasi?
It was tough, really, because I remember I had to spend so many hours trying to commute, and people in Kumasi would agree, we don't have that. It is now that the traffic is getting bad in Kumasi. So it was, I was ready to go. Like the moment they told me you're going back to Kumasi, I'm like, hallelujah.
So gained some valuable experience working for Glow in the communications field. Did you enter communications with a view to working as a specialist on the technical side, or were you more interested in the marketing, the public-facing end of things?
The public-facing is what has always driven me. I like to serve, and to me, serving means like giving to the community, giving to people, and I like to be the face that will be behind the counter. You come in, and no matter how bad your day is, I will make sure you go home smiling. When Glow launched, I'm not sure if you were aware, we had a whole lot of people coming in. People will be upset because their SIM cards are not working, and they always want to come to me because they know this lady is going to make it work.
So you're a people person, you're a people-facing person. People want to talk to you, they want to engage with you. And as you said, the Glow launch being a very tough time because of problems with infrastructure, people complaining about service. Some would say not so different from some of the problems we're having from some of our mobile providers at the moment, but let's not go there.
Yes.
And then after working for Glow for a period of time, you decide that you want to continue your studies at the University of Maryland.
Yes, so I actually did that concurrently with the US Army. I relocated, my whole family we went to the US. So while serving towards the end of my contract, I decided to go to school.
Right. So the family relocation was to do with you or your parents deciding to relocate to the US?
Me and my spouse.
You and your spouse. How did you find that transition after, as you said, even Accra being a bit of a stressed environment, moving from Kumasi, leafy green garden city, and then moving to where in the United States did you first land?
New York.
Oh gosh.
Yes. New York.
New York City.
Yes, the Bronx. We were there for a little bit and then we moved to Ohio. So I would say Ohio has been my home of record until I joined the US Army from there. So on all my documentation, Ohio is my home. I loved Ohio.
You really did. Life in the Midwest was good. More the kind of quality of life perhaps you were used
More
to.
Kumasi-like.
Anything that is Kumasi-like would be much better. Mm-hmm. So when you initially arrived, were you straight into the world of work in the United States, or did you spend some time being a homemaker and then transition into work?
I spent some time being at home, a couple months, and then I went straight into the workforce.
And how did you cope in the Big Apple after being in Kumasi in the world of work before you moved to Ohio?
I knew it wasn't going to be easy, so I had prepped myself and I was up to the task.
Do you think that there was a complete difference in the work ethic that you met in the United States from what you were used to? Because it sounds like you were very professional in your work with Glow.
Yes, there is. There is a very big difference. You have been outside before, so you know what I'm talking about. Yes. A vast difference. The work environment, the expectations, it's a lot. Mm-hmm.
Did you get satisfaction from trying to working to rise to the brief that was given you in your first jobs in the United States, or did you struggle a little bit?
It wasn't easy. Like, I had to switch industries because I was trying to find myself in a new country, and I found myself with the US Army.
But even as she excelled academically, Agavert's calling stretched beyond Ghana's borders. She dreamed of serving something greater, of defending the values she believed in. When Agavert joined the United States Army, she carried with her the same discipline and courage she had learned in Ghana. Service became her mission, not only to a nation, but to humanity. Her time in uniform taught her resilience, leadership, and the true meaning of sacrifice. Lessons that would one day shape her next great mission.
So enlistment in the US Army was not so much about the military service for you, it was what you could do professionally under the umbrella of the US Army?
I would say no in a yes. It was more of me giving myself, like from the word go, I have been the type that wants to serve, that wants to give myself. And if I would take you back, in my school days, I was always serving. I was my departmental secretary. I served as a secretary for USAC, University Students Association of Ghana. It's a national thing where all the universities, we have elections like a real big thing. Mm-hmm. I was on the coordinating council for NUCS, National Union of Ghana Students. So serving has been my thing. So when I talked to the recruiter, I did my research. I knew that this could be what I want. This is the way to go because I want to do something that is bigger than me. I want to serve a nation that is bigger than me. I want to serve in the world's best army. So I went there and I raised my right hand.
So you have done the full route of, you've done the hardcore military training. So you can carry the sacks of sand on your back.
I have thrown a grenade.
You've thrown, oh my God.
I am trained.
You've trained in the weapons.
Yes, I am. Do I have to go technical a little bit? The M14, the M16s, yes. The rucksack is normal. It's something we do on a daily basis. So
There's nothing special for you.
no. They train you. They take you from a couch potato into a sharp army soldier. Yes.
They can literally take a couch potato and make a soldier out of them, a
Yes.
US trained soldier.
It has to be from here. It has to be you, your willingness to change and adapt. There are so many people that drop along the line. Like, the training was so hard, it was tough on me. By the time I finished my basic training, I was like down to size 8. I had changed completely in complexion. I was as black as a charcoal.
From being out in the elements all the time, presumably.
Yes, because you have to go in the woods. Like, right now, I don't really care where. If just give me the car park, I'll sleep. Because I can't count how many times I've been in the woods. I cannot count how many times I have to dig my own foxhole. Like, you don't have a place to sleep. You have to dig a hole on the ground and sleep in it. So yes, they condition you to be what they want.
So you did most of your training not in Ohio, although you said Ohio became your home state. Where did you do your training for the US military?
My first training was in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Fortunately for me, it wasn't winter, so it was a little bit good, because some people train when it's winter time and it's harsh, because you are trained all year round. They don't care whether it's cold or hot. You gotta be in the woods. You have to train on your weapon. You have to know how to maintain all the weapons. You need it.
So you could have been digging that foxhole in the forest to sleep in the middle of winter if
people
you
do. Yep. You have to, because the U.S. Army is such that we don't wait for the convenient weather to fight. We are ready whenever, anytime. So that is how they train you.
So after that, you must have felt like you were prepared to meet any challenge that could be thrown at you.
Yes.
Did you see any active service after your training in the military?
So I did more humanitarian services. Then when the COVID came, I had the opportunity to help people in that field.
Was that in the United States?
Yes,
And what
United
did it involve?
We had to go and do the screening in New Jersey. We did some in South Carolina also. So basically it was like the concentration camp for people who had been tested positive, because I worked in the medical field in the Army. So we go and we do the screenings, we help them with whatever is required of us.
So this was at the peak of COVID in 2020, presumably. Now that must have been really tough, and we know some of the terrible pictures that we saw, coincidentally, from New York City of hospitals bursting at the seams, the morgues bursting at the seams, cold storage vans parked outside hospitals full of the dead, almost like a scene from Armageddon. Fortunately, you were away from New York City by that time, but still up against it, because you're dealing with people
everywhere.
who are severely ill. You talked about the ethic of service that has always been part and parcel of you, both servant leadership in your life as a student activist, but also service in your work in telecommunications. But nursing and medical care and the kind of service involved, it's a level of involvement with other people that most other people don't have to take on professionally. What gave you the strength to do a nursing and medical type role, particularly at such a horrible time medically for the whole world?
So I wasn't a nurse. I was a dietitian technician. So we assist the dietitians When somebody's on admission, we have to make sure that they go on the dietary restrictions. We give them the tube feeding and everything.
So it
But when
was
it's,
you were nursing in effect in the role, but you're not a nurse.
I'm not a trained,
Right.
yes.
But I mean, when somebody is as ill as you can possibly be with COVID, and as somebody who's had COVID once, I can say it's not something I would ever want to wish on my worst enemy. And eating was the last thing I wanted to do while I was ill. And you have to encourage them to eat to keep up their strength. So how did you adapt to that kind of level of intense care?
So during that time, I would say it was hard. It was because aside from everything with all the training, I'm human within and I see people suffering. But hey, we have to deassociate. At the end of the day, you put today's own behind, you move forward for tomorrow because that is what kept us going. The association is very important.
So you played that role in screening and assisting, as you said, with making sure people's nutritional intake was up to par as a dietitian, a food specialist. How long did that intense hands-on work with COVID patients last for?
I did on and off as probably about 6 months. Yeah, well, on and off because of the stress involved. We do rotation. So you go for like a month, you come back home. Well, you quarantine and you go back. You're home, but you're not really home. You know what I mean?
Gosh, just checking that you're okay
Yes.
before returning to the field. Now, that must have been pretty intense. Was that something that prompted you eventually to retire from the US Army? Or did you just decide to take retirement?
No. After that, I even stayed for a little bit. I retired this year, January. So,
So you're fresh into retirement life.
Yes.
Do you miss the active hands-on work that your work with the US Army involved?
Yes and no. I would say yes because I miss the uniform. I miss the discipline. I miss the battle buddyship. The family the US Army gives you is no other. You cannot compare to outside. And no, because I am serving in a different and a greater capacity. I am serving for my people. I am serving so that the people that I grew up with, so that my original country would benefit directly from me. That is why I decided to set up this NGO, the Unlimited Cancer Care International.
After years of service, Aguvert transformed her battlefield experience into a different kind of fight. The fight against cancer.
Unlimited Cancer Care International, we have been working in the United States from 2021. That was when it was formed. We've had several partnerships. We have been able to organize events with the county. I would say the district, that's what they call it in Ghana, the district that we are in. We've had 2 cancer awareness walk and education. We've had screenings, giveaways. Unlimited Cancer Care International has also organized a respite paint and sip. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For women going through cancer. So we organized an event for them to just come de-stress.
It's like a laid-back evening. You sip on a glass of something, whatever you want, and maybe even engage in some art, maybe not engage in the art, but have open conversation and socializing.
They painted nice sceneries, art. So that was for Mother's Day 2023. Yes, because most of them were women, and we have been able to do other things as well. And then we moved to Ghana. Aside from everything, I always have Ghana in my mind. So this year, myself and my partners, I came with 3 African Americans, and one of them had a foundation, Madian and Backman Foundation. We collaborated, we came to Ghana, and the next day we were in Ada. Greater Ada.
You arrived, and on the spur of the moment, you decided to go to Ada.
Yes.
What took you to Ada? You had heard that there was a specific need for cancer outreach there?
So we have been in constant communication with the Queen Mother of Ada. And if she is listening or watching, I would like to use this opportunity to thank her and her traditional council for the warm reception and the welcome. We really enjoyed our time there. So we had been in communication with them, and they have a festival that they do in August. So
Asafofutian.
I think that's the name.
Asafotufia.
Yes, I think that's the name. So prior to that, we partnered with the McDan Foundation. So we had a health screening of over 300 people, and the health screening was not just for cancers. We did blood pressure, we did diabetes, like blood sugar, and we did cancer screening. You would ask me why? Because the environment they find themselves in, they are not able to take care of themselves very well, and those factors contribute to cancer. We did all that. We screened over 300, and the statistics, we need work. We need to work. Yes, it wasn't like I took part in the screening because I've been trained to check for breast lumps myself, and you'll be surprised to know that the first person I touched had a lump of about the size of a golf ball sitting in her chest. And she don't speak Twi, and I don't speak the Ada, so there was a translator. I asked her, has she ever gone to the hospital for mammogram or breast screening before? She said no. She doesn't even know what it is.
How old was this woman you're talking to?
She looked like in her 50s. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a whole different scale of awareness of the preventative action that you might be able to take. And as you said, not necessarily that these other conditions cause cancer, but very often are related. High blood pressure, non-communicable diseases, as you were saying. So taking that program to Ada, you must have been instantly impressed, as you said, by the sheer need there is for the services that you're offering. A lot of people can find that very daunting, particularly making the transition from somewhere where routine checking and health care and support expensive. We know the problems of the healthcare system in the United States, but at least the care is available in a formalized system, and it's normal to people to have routine health checks. Then, as you say, you go to Asafotufiam, you're doing some outreach work alongside, and you're discovering clearly a huge scope of need. So going forward with UCCI, how do you propose to structure your interventions? Are you going to keep on the screenings route, or are you also going to start looking at getting involved in treatment?
So we are going to do this on the backs of education. We believe that prevention is better than cure. And if we educate the people, if we tell them on the need to do self-checks, on the need to be able to see the red flags as they come up, so they do not ignore certain things, they do not put anointing oil on certain things. You know what I mean? Yes, the education is very important, because with treatments, we can try, but it's not always 100%. But if the person is educated to spot these abnormalities in their lives, they are able to go to the doctor when they need to. They are able to know that, you know what, this headache has the symptoms of that. I am not a doctor. Let me go to the hospital. Let them check it. This lump that I feel in my boobs, could it be normal? Could it be something? Let me go and get checked out. So the education is very important. And that is one reason why we start off with the young people. They can read, they can write, they can interpret better to the families back home. My mom cannot read, my dad cannot read. But if I am able to read, I can explain to them that you see something abnormal on you, go get it checked. Don't ignore it. Don't put it aside. Yeah. So like back to the Ada, after everything, we met the traditional council. They were very welcoming. We are going to have partnerships every year. because the education that we gave, the screening was awesome. And we also donated some books and backpacks to the school. Like I said, we are starting with education. So our strategy is to give them the books. It has cancer facts, it has stuff to look out for. So after the sensitization, after the training, they get to go home with something. Exercise books. As they write, they will flip at the back once in a while. It will remind them.
So the children can become the educators of their parents almost, and help improve the general quality of preventative health care. So for the people that you screened on that first visit to Ada, how did the traditional council choose to work with you going forward to assist those people you identified who might be in need of medical care?
So they will go to the hospital, and like I said earlier, we help take care of certain bills for people. So once they go, if they cannot afford it, they go on our website, ucci.global.com. They apply for the financial assistance, and we don't just give to anybody that comes. We have to ascertain that you truly need it. We have to screen you, and if you do, we have partners that we work with that are willing to help. So that is the way forward for them people.
And as part of your visit, you not only worked with people in Ada, you've also had meetings with people at Confanoche Teaching Hospital, meeting senior officials in the oncology department there. And there's been particular news recently about the great distress of some of the doctors in the oncology department because of a critical bit of equipment that wasn't working, which I believe is now repaired and is coming back on stream. But you recognise that they need support, and so you've pledged to actively raise 50,000 cedis to put in for recliners. It can be, kind of actually just physical seating material for patients at the hospital, for both Confanoche and indeed Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. In visiting the existing public health facilities, how responsive did you find them to the intervention of an NGO like yours? You're a Ghanaian, you can maybe talk to people in Chi, but your 3 African-American colleagues must find it a completely new experience.
They were horrid. They were. We went to Cape Coast.
Thank you so much, and God bless all of you. God bless you.
So they'll come to your aid.
Hear from you soon, very soon, very soon. Thank you.
The hospital staff received us. The CEO was there. They received us so well, the oncology team. So we had a tour, and my sister, let me tell you, it was sad. I cried. The oncology for a whole teaching hospital is just a section in the male ward. So imagine a woman going into the male ward to receive treatment. They had only 2 beds and 4 plastic chairs.
That is their oncology department.
So I asked them, if it is a child, what do you do? Because obviously that is not for child oncology. It's supposed to be set up different. And we were told they go to Korle Bu. So imagine a mother with 3 kids. If the unfortunate happens and they have to go to Korle Bu for treatment with one of the kids, is she going to sacrifice the 2 who are healthy for the one whose chances of, But that is what we have to do with. That is what they have, and that is what they have to do with. So Unlimited Cancer Care International, we are donating recliners. Those are already procured. They are in the US. As soon as we go back, we will get them shipped down here and we would give them. So we're giving them the recliners to Cape Coast Hospital. And they also gave us a list of things they need. We will see if we can get sponsorship, like our partners to sponsor those things, because it's important if we have the infrastructure. It is important if we are able to give the best out of the little we have. So that is what happened in Cape Coast. And then in Confanoche, we met the CEO. No, we did not meet the CEO. We met the board. And then we had a series of meetings, and Unlimited Cancer Care International, we pledged the 50,000 Ghana cedis. 50,000 Ghana cedis. We wanted to go strictly to oncology. They have a program where people are pledging how much they can raise for the hospital. We decided to do 50,000 Ghana cedis, but we wanted to be just the oncology because the oncology needs a lot of help. They had 2 radiation machines. One is broken down, the modern one is broken down. The old obsolete one is working, but it's manual, and we can't even find it online anywhere because it's been faded out of the system.
Teaching hospital, ye wukuma say oncology department, bia wo hwe kokram yade ye cancer ahodo ewo ayaresabia ni mo no ene Ghana ni di hye bia wote US America brochimemu abo ne homoden wa bia ku bia wato din Unlimited Cancer Care International ye ku enhya bane ase e di Ghana sikai 50,000 cedis e sika dada no 500 million abre oncology department okonfa noche say yemfa moa na woni enya kokram no yemfa enhwe wo mo yade.
Unlimited Cancer Care International, known as UCCI, continues its mission of extending hope and compassion to individuals and families affected by cancer. In 2024, the organisation visited the oncology department of the Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital in Kumasi, one of Ghana's major centres for cancer treatment. Leading the delegation was the founder and chief executive officer of UCCI, Miss Agiva Jackson, accompanied by her husband, their daughter, and members of the UCCI team. Their purpose was clear: to support patients undergoing cancer treatment and to strengthen the department that cares for them. During the visit, UCCI made a significant pledge donation of 50,000 Ghana cedis to the oncology department.
We really appreciate the efforts you are putting in with the limited resources that you have. You mentioned in your statement that you are mobilizing some funds and you are crawling. We would like to let you know that we would raise 50,000 Ghana cedis towards this project. But I do request of you that should go to the oncology. We did realize that you needed recliners, so those ones have already been here. They will come in due time for the oncology unit, so people would relax whilst taking their treatment instead of sitting on a plastic chair.
Mr. Frank Mensah, I want to health service administrator, our oncology unit, and then our Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital. And so a tray, and Yama Hua Wofem, ne face to said dia, sa and way, ebetimi abuawong.
In fact, on behalf of management, CEO, name directors, and oncology management members, and staff in making one pneumonia down as what we from Abayama. In fact, I'm free US nearby. The Intium Bar, no, hospital, no, and then the cancer department, and then more severe cancer area. I think it's almost visiting a timely here, so no, some of no mobile. The Thomas Mobile for Secretary, the Domokoto, one a Domokoto, the Domoko simulation center, the acceleration site, yeah, the Moko. In fact, among the and amount of more support to come and help.
So how do you even get the parts and the consumables to manage it and so on? And going forward for the next few years, it's you and 3 colleagues really working independently off your own bat. But what are your hopes for establishing it as a presence in Ghana? Have you registered as a charity in Ghana, and do you mean to find a base here, or will you continue to be based in the United States?
We are in the process. We are still in the registration process. You know, it takes a while, and we needed to be here in person to start it. So hopefully before we return back, the registration will be complete, and we intend to have partners in Ghana. We can't do it all by ourselves. We need you, we need a doctor, we need a nurse, we need the community, we need the opinion leaders. We need everybody to come on board. So we're going to do that. Like we have, like wherever we go, we get the support, which tells you that we are on the right track, which tells you that everybody is on board, because cancer can happen to me, it can happen to you, it can happen to anybody. It is no respecter of persons. Today the person is healthy, tomorrow they have their diagnosis. So if we come on board, if we put all our hands on deck together, we can move forward with that. So we intend to establish in here. When we went to Sandema Hospital, we did education.
This is in the Upper East.
Yes, Upper East. We were there. We had various items. We gave like the women who were on admission for treatment. They don't have an oncology unit, but we educated them. We gave them food items and hospital supplies for the hospital so they will be able to take care of the patients. And we had massive support over there. Like the hospital administrator is like, you know what, I am a volunteer for you for life. His name is Dr. Edem. If he is watching, I would like to thank him so much for that.
And I think a lot of people in the parts of the country that you visited, from Kumasi to Cape Coast to Sandema, you mentioned there, to Adan, where you had that first outreach, will be thanking you, Agabert Jackson, for the work that you're doing with Unlimited Cancer Care International, UCCI, and looking forward to your further exploits.
Oh yes, we have done quite a bit. It's not just those places. I forgot to tell you that we went to the Disabled Action in Ofenso. It's a home that has people with physical disabilities. Unlimited, it's not cancer related, but because of the passion, because of the health, because of our passion to give, we have made a very wonderful family there. One of my godfathers introduced us to the home, Dr. KK Sapon, and once we were there, the African Americans, the Mandian Embankment Foundation, she pledged 10,000 Ghana cedis for them, and that money is on the way. The following week, guess who gathered food stuff, like a lot of food, drinks, toiletries we went to give them, and
that's UCCI.
Yes, Unlimited Cancer Care International. So I would say we did not digress a little bit. We just did something that we need to do. And we also went to the prisons, Kumasi prisons, because a lot of the time, these inmates don't have the opportunity to come out. We need to reach them with the training. We need to reach them with the education and the sensitization, and it was massive. We did the training over there too. We educated them. We didn't do screening for them, but they are in our books. We will do that the next time we come back.
Well, bless you, Agabert, and thank you so much for telling us a little about your fascinating past, extraordinary tour that you've taken from Kumasi to Accra, back to Kumasi, to the United States, through life in the US Army, and back here in Ghana. All I can say is that you're a very good advert for the diaspora. You've managed to do all these amazing things in your life. We haven't even talked about you raising a family at the same time. You're here with your daughter on this visit, the first in 10 years, and the young ladies, Tony's visit, I believe her first visit to Ghana, Akwaba will say, and we hope it's the first of many visits that you'll be making to Asasa Radio. Yes. Thank you very much for being our boss lady, Shio, on the Asasa Breakfast Show.
All right, thank you too, and you have a very wonderful day.
In a world where shadows fall, there's a light that stands so tall, healing hands that never tire, turning pain into fire. You rise again, faithful through the storm and rain. Every heart you lift and hold shines brighter than gold. Every life is worth the fight. Every tear can turn to light. You remind the world that love is the greatest kind and God. Every life is worth the fight. Every tear can turn to light. You remind the world that love is the greatest kind of mind. You bring sunshine to the darkest day. Oh, UCCI, we sing your name. You turn healing into flame. Together we stand as one till the battle's won. Agibert Jackson, heart so strong.